Relief's an important word, by the way, that was used by Gareth in the build-up to the game last night in terms of the players have just relaxed a bit because they're relieved they're not going to get hammered and they're not going to go out with public embarrassment.
Yeah.
I mean,
Welcome to The Big D Speaks. Today's clip that we are going to be commenting on is from The Overlap, and it's about Gary Neville talking about the pressures of playing for England. If you like this, please like, share and subscribe, but I'm going to be giving my comments on this particular clip at the end of this video, so if you're interested in that, please stick around. Anyway, let's get to the gang from The Overlap.
After big games, to me, it was just relief, wasn't it?
Yeah.
relief's an important word, by the way, that was used by Gareth in the build-up to the game last night in terms of the players have just relaxed a bit because they're relieved they're not going to get hammered and they're not going to go out with public embarrassment.
Yeah.
I mean, that's how my career felt was a little bit. I suppose that's a lot of England players' careers where I didn't feel pressure with England when I played by it. I mean,
Not relief.
No, I didn't. This fear factor of wearing the England shirt that I referred to, I know it was there. I know it was there for lads, but I genuinely didn't feel it personally. I genuinely never felt it personally when I was in tournaments, but I know it existed within the group. I know there were lads that were worried about what the newspapers were saying or what.
Do you think that's anything to do with the fact that Man United is so big and you had to deal with that kind of like pressure on a daily basis at United?
I know, because there were United players, to be fair, who I think had gotten a lot of criticism out of playing for England. You know, Rooney, obviously, Beckham, my brother, after tournaments. So I think there was that sort of general sort of fear, but I don't think I felt that fear when I was playing for England, but it was never... I didn't feel like it was an enjoyable experience as it should have been. You know, United, to be fair, I never felt like I walked into the tunnel going out to the pitch, I might really enjoy this. I felt like, it was really enjoyable. I went out there thinking really sort of focused. No, really focused.
I wasn't saying we were like bouncing out.
No, but I mean, you don't walk out, do you? You don't. You go out thinking, right, who am I playing against? You know, what my first pass, my first tackle.
Smiling wasn't allowed in the dressing room, was it? Someone was smiling. You concentrate.
Yeah.
It's what are you smiling
What are you
at?
smiling about?
Smiling was overrated.
Yeah. Your jobs. Tony Adams. You know, when people would do that, you know what I mean? They go, come on, just shut your mouths, do your jobs. When you get across there, all this shouting. Fuck.
I think it has changed a bit though, because we'd have some people just like relaxing, dancing, some people focused, everyone doing their own thing, and I think it was like that respective. I'm trying to have an image of you preparing like that and him dancing in the corner, but everyone respected whatever your preparation was. It doesn't mean just because you're laughing and joking.
Different personality. We'd have Yorkie and Ronaldo. Don't get me wrong, these guys would be having a bit of banter, of course. Like, you know, I just said, and I would be jealous. I used to see Yorkie and
just chilling.
And they just have the ball, and I'd be like, I wish I could. Well, first of all, I wish I could do that skill. But I wish I could be. But obviously, they have different backgrounds. Yorkie quite laid back. But,
it's like Dave Seaman. I've never seen anybody that calm.
Dave
Seaman, honestly, Roy, it's like it really does make you feel good. You
was he acting or he was?
No, it's just calm. He's just an old Yorkshire fisherman. You know what I mean? He's just an old fisherman that found himself in goal. You know what I mean? Just really calm. You look over at him, and most people do go like that to you. Most of these give you a wink or just like, this is why.
What was Merson on it? What were you like? Power over there?
No,
music on?
You know, maybe because the music got kind of introduced afterwards, so you'd listen to the music and that. I was always I was quite nervous. I was always quite nervous because I didn't want to get the first touch wrong. Didn't want to, and plus, like I say with George Graham, I always felt like he's not. I don't even need to do anything wrong for him to come. So I'm just thinking, right, make sure, because if you start the game and I haven't made 2-3 runs stretching and that. He starts instantly. He instantly starts. So I was always nervous, getting ready, but I wasn't fearful. I wasn't scared. I was nervous.
It gives you a bit of energy,
good, that kind, those nice butterflies in your stomach. And then you score. If you score in the first couple of minutes, it's even better. You know what I mean? You feel even better.
I wasn't nervous, but I appeared nervous.
You looked it, girl.
No, so it's like, I always remember, I had to feel sharp, right? So I'd like be walking across the change room, and I'd do a quick... I'd do a quick one of them, you know what I mean? Or I'd go... You know what I mean? I say, to feel like I'm
ready to go.
Yeah, I'm ready, I'm bouncing. It appears then that you're a little bit like on edge, you know what I mean?
Yes.
Do that again.
Nice one, gal. I can see you as well.
What's that?
Shit.
What's he doing?
That's why. I remember, like Gal, when we was at the corners, that's why you could do that. I could be here and Gary would be there and I'd go like that, and Gary would go, ooh. He was on that edge, man. I still love the nerves.
You're on the
there's
edge
something
of
about the
glory.
nerves. I love
You'd
the
be worried
nerves.
if you were too relaxed.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
Manchester United as an organisation have a bigger following than the English national side. So there's, 50 million people watching England play? Whereas Manchester United, they've got 1 billion people worldwide watching them play every single week. So I can understand why Gary Neville would go into England, the England camp, and not feel any pressure at all, really. And the difference between England back then and England now is there was a lot of factions in the England team back then. So you had the Man United lads, on one corner of the canteen. You had the Liverpool lads, the Chelsea lads, the Arsenal lads in other corners of the canteen. So there was a little bit of tribalism and things like that. And it didn't help that the managers back then didn't really get the tactics right. And credit to Gareth Southgate, to be fair, on the whole, he's made a couple of tactical blunders, but on the whole, he's generally got the tactics not too bad. He hasn't shoehorned the players into a rigid 4-4-2, for example. Plus, there's a lot of pressure playing for Manchester United. Specifically, it's a very competitive environment. You've got Roy Keane, you've got Paul Scholes, you've got Gary Neville himself, you've got Ryan Giggs, you had David Beckham back then, you had Ruud van Nistelrooy back then, you had various other players back then who were hyper competitive players. So they're going to be kicking lumps out of each other in training every single day. So going into England, I don't know. Is it going to be as competitive? I don't know. Maybe. Or people are just going to be a little bit more wary of each other. I don't know. But point being is, the Manchester United environment, I would say, back then was a hell of a lot more intense than, say, the English environment back then. Yeah,